Curvature of the Earth, and the laser experiment we shot.
We're going live, so don't stand in front. Right guys, so we're in Huddersfield. Don't ask me what day it is, haven't the foggiest.
Surprised me somehow.
Oh well, there you go. Here's a clever chap. Yeah, so as you see, I'm back on the tour. We've got about two and a half weeks left to go, and then we can wrap it all up and meet you all in London. Well, we've got a great day here, lovely and sunny. It's not a bad spot, this one. Sorry guys, I can't read the chat at the moment. I'm using my DJI Go. It's a little bit more stable walking around in that, but there's no chat on it. Oh, he's already engaging. You know where you live? You know where you live? As in on a globe or a flat?
Oh my god, globe.
Globe? And what is your number one proof? How do you know that you're on the globe? It's critical thinking. That's what we're asking. We're asking questions. Critical thinking. So how do you know that you're on the globe?
That's a bit of a contribution just because you have been there. Like just because you have been
I just given up on beliefs and all that. See, I used to watch Harry Potter. I thought it was amazing, and I did all this magic tricks and all that.
Yeah,
but that's what education is.
It's a fictional book.
That's what education is. Gravity is a magic trick. It's a magic trick. Okay, so what's gravity?
You don't believe in gravity?
No, I'm asking you, what's gravity? It's
how your feet still thing.
So it's a magical thing in the middle? So what is it in the middle?
It's not, well, no, it's not magical. Nothing magical about it.
Okay, no, I know, because it's easy to walk away and dismiss, but...
No, but I've got a lesson in like 20 minutes.
Oh, that's okay, it's okay. All I'm saying is that look into it, because there is no
Why
gravity.
would you care?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, yeah, that's a question for you to
So
find
you're being
out.
lied to, but why would anyone lie?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the one who's lying. You need to ask the people who are lying.
No, what I'm saying is,
Well, there's my first interaction. Are you students, are you?
Students, yeah.
Okay, what are you studying?
Psychology, sociology.
Oh, well, I'm right up the street. I've got the prime number example, eh? Yeah? Are you doing psychology as well? There you go. You must be looking at me thinking, is this guy crazy or not?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's examine that. Okay, so we're asking questions. We're asking questions on where we live. Okay? Do we live on a globe Earth or do we live on a flat plane? Because when I go out to sea, now there you are, I go out to sea, I look around and it looks pretty flat. So that's the way water behaves. Yeah. Water will always find its lowest level and it will remain flat. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Do you mind being on film?
Yeah, no,
So I can bring it round, because I'm sure, because when you've got some interesting people like yourselves that want to talk, then brilliant. Excellent. What it is that, so, I know that when I'm out to sea, I can see land that I shouldn't be able to see, okay? Because if we're on this ball, this globe, okay, there has to be some sort of curvature formula. Would you accept that? You know, like, so if the world is meant to be 24,900 miles in circumference, there has to be some sort of formula for this drop. Okay, well that formula's on there. It's called Pythagorean's theorem, spherical trigonometry. Okay?
Yeah.
Right. So it's based on 8 inches per squared mile. So after sort of 65 miles, it should have dropped. And if you have a look on the back of there, after 65 miles, there should be 2,584 feet of hidden curvature. But yet on a good day, you can see the Isle of Man. And the highest peak is 2,000 feet. But you can still see it. When I'm in my hometown, okay, and I go to, let's say, Brixham in Devon, and I look across the sea, I can see Exmouth Beach. It's only about 15 miles and all that, but I shouldn't be able to see the beach. Now, you'll accept with me, will you join in me and say that there has to be some sort of formula? There has to be a curve? There has to be some sort of drop, a measurable drop?
Yeah.
So you accept that?
But you wouldn't see the actual drop.
No, but you can still see land that you shouldn't be able to see, because it should be below the drop. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, because that's not
No?
how it works. 'Cause it's like,
But I just said that it's a mathematical formula.
wait, so all this aside, because I don't really know what you're saying, because I don't really understand.
No, I just feel like you can't.
So do you actually think that
So-
the Earth
so
is a...
there-
You believe the Earth's flat?
Okay, well there's longest distance photograph, 273 miles, yet you can still see mountains.
You believe the Earth's flat?
So you've just glossed over that. What did I say then?
I was. Do you believe the Earth's
No,
flat?
but what did I say then?
Other people in charge.
Yeah, we understand what you're on about.
273 miles you can see land.
Yeah.
There's even people that have gone up in planes and they can see 600 miles.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to see these great distances
Why?
But we can see the
because
Earth.
you're meant to be on a ball.
Yeah, but
So you're not meant to see
it's
that.
not the
There has to
size
be
of like a yoga ball. I'm talking.
24,900 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, if in a Formula 1 car could go around in about 4 days. Okay, it's not as big as you think.
So you're believing that my
We're talking that there is a mathematical formula. It's called Pythagoras theorem, spherical trigonometry. It's meant to drop at 8 inches per square mile. But you've been taught something at school, and you've been taught wrong. You've never been taught spherical trigonometry. Okay.
Yeah.
So
No, I
what
get
what we're saying is for you to go away, critically think for yourself, and decide why is it that you can see land.
What I get though, what I don't get is, you know how like everyone knows, well, thinks the Earth is round.
Yes.
Just how, just how.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Just how-
got a very intelligent, inquisitive mind there. Well done. Yeah, well done. At least these guys are, but because they're asking questions. Wait, go on.
How do you think that like just a random person, as we are, you have figured out that it's all a lie?
I haven't figured it all out.
Oh.
I'm so far from figuring it all out. What I do know is the behaviour of water. I know that water is flat. Okay,
Yeah.
so if water is flat, how could it conform to the exterior of a shape? Water. Gravity. That's what you're taught. This magical word, this programmed response that we just regurgitate on command.
Yeah.
Okay, gravity. What is it?
If
What's
you
the
drop
force?
that, it'd fall onto the floor.
So there's an example of something falling, something that is heavier than the air around it. You know, the molecules in it are heavier than the air around it, and therefore it drops. Density and buoyancy. Why helium balloons rise? Where's the gravity when a helium balloon rises? Is it selective? Maybe butterflies. Why does gravity ignore butterflies, but it can hold these big buildings down? Why is gravity ignore the fact that if I get a balloon and put that on your head and your hair rises,
Well, I don't
and
know
yet
the
gravity?
answer to that, but
what's
there
it?
is going to be an answer to it.
What is there? Because science can't prove these answers.
Wait, can I ask you one question though? Like, I am understanding what you're saying. Can I ask you one question though?
Mm-hmm.
So if the Earth is flat, then how come loads of people have said that's round? Because surely, why would they lie to us about that? If the Earth were flat, then the Earth would be flat and everyone would be like, oh, it's flat. And then there's satellites in space. Please don't tell me you think satellites are fake. If you are, okay, whatever. I don't want to hear about that. But
Okay. Can I just ask you one question?
how-
Where does your
how do I
mobile
know
phone
you're
go?
not lying to us?
Where
You're
does
not
your
lying
where
to
does
us.
your because I'm asking you not to believe a word that we say. I want you to go to a website, watch a couple of videos, and use your own critical discernment yourself, your own judgment, your own critical thinking. Okay, so I can't brainwash you in 5 minutes. Not like what the schools can do in how many years. But anyway, I mean, like,
But why would they brainwash us that? Surely the
we're
Earth
not the
being
ones lying
flat-
to you.
But the Earth
We're
being
not the
flat
ones
and
lying
the
to you.
Earth
You need
being
to ask them.
round-
You need to ask them.
No, but can you listen? Like the
Yeah.
Earth being flat, the Earth being round. I don't see a difference. Like, why does it matter? So why would it be such an important lie that we think that the
But
Earth
you-
is round?
You need to discover that answer for yourself. I have my answer. I know what it means to me. But for you, I mean, that's going to be a personal journey on your own. Why would it matter to you? Why would your whole education and the fact that your parents and their parents and their parents have been lied to all their lives, and the fact that you're about to teach maybe children, you know,
Why
that
do you
would
think
it
the government?
matter?
Why do you think the government? would
maybe
lie
we
to
should
us?
all lie and it'd be okay because that's what the government does to us.
Wait, why do you think
Do
the
they?
government
Why
lies
is it
though?
important?
Sorry.
Why do you think the government lies to us?
I don't know why. I'm not the
No,
government.
why would they lie to us?
I'm not the government. I
No,
can't
why would
answer.
they
You're
lie
asking
about
me.
it being round?
Sorry.
Why would they lie about it being round?
Okay, I can give you my theories, My personal journey, my reasons. Okay. I'm pretty sure that it's to do with control, nothing more than control. Okay, the control to stop you from discovering further lands. Okay, so a while ago, back in the 50s, Admiral E. Byrd went to Antarctica, and when he took about 4,000 troops down there with him, American naval admiral. Okay, when he went down there, in a TV interview, he says that there is more land beyond the South Pole, more land. Okay, as bigger than America itself. Okay, that was him. That was an admiral that come back and said all this in a TV interview. You can check that out on YouTube before you dismiss that claim. Go on YouTube, Admiral E. Byrd, check that out. There's one, control.
Do you believe in God?
Sorry?
Do you believe in God?
I don't see where that goes with anything.
Well,
but
if you
no.
believe an admiral saying there's more land, should you not believe all the religious books saying there's a God under the same logic?
I believe that. I mean, see, we're talking beliefs. You're trying to get me to give you a belief. You know, like I've always remained agnostic when it comes to God and religion and all that. I've always been on the fence. Don't know either way. Of all the things in the world that I don't know, it has to be right there at the top. I don't know. Okay, but now that I don't believe in these beliefs of the Big Bang, for instance, because you're taught this as a fact, aren't you? Do you know the Big Bang as a fact?
No.
Okay, so what? So do you believe in the Big Bang then? That's brilliant. That's excellent. Because I mean, like, it just seems so nonsense the fact that everything comes from nothing. Everything. And that's. I think you have to be a bit of an idiot to kind of believe in the Big Bang.
I think there's too much fact to prove that the Earth.
But that can't be proven. Would you agree? The Big Bang, could that be ever proven? Could we go back in time and prove this?
I don't think this. I think the belief in God and the belief that the Earth is round is different.
Well, no, it kind of comes in. It's all to do with our education. Our education that is teaching us beliefs and theories as facts. Now, you knew exactly what gravity was. You were so sure of yourself what gravity was that you'd never ever questioned it. You were probably given the idea that you live on the globe at the age of 5. You never ever questioned it. You knew what gravity was, and yet when I challenged you and just turned around and said that it could be density and buoyancy in that, and it's like, oh, I've not heard of that one. But it's like, does not density and buoyancy adequately describe what you think is gravity better than this magic thing that's pulling stuff to the ground? This magic thing that can't be proven.
If the Earth was flat, surely more people would be on your side.
Well, we're getting there. That's why we're here today. Yeah. We're getting there. I mean, it's not going to happen. What's it?
Like what percentage? Like 95%.
Really? Did you not see that? What's it? The TV? It was on.
It's less than 95.
Well, when they did a poll on Good Morning Britain and all that, I'm sure it was up to like 45-50% on Good Morning Britain.
Seriously, that's mental.
So what I'm saying is that all we're not asking you to believe anything that we've got here to say. We're asking people to critically think, go to a website, FE Start, watch a couple of videos, make your own decisions. So look, that's NASA's pictures there. 2012, 2013, NASA's pictures. Does it look odd?
The Earth moves.
Okay, but so does all the continents move in size as well? That's only 1 year apart. Do the continents look at North America?
There's global warming.
But if you're using
really?
But if you're using
do you not believe in global warming?
No, you just said that all them continents have grew, because of global warming.
No, I mean it does change.
Wait.
I don't think you got the right point.
No, I didn't.
Are you using? So you're using?
No, I'm using this as one. Look, I can. I would need an. That's right. I would need an encyclopedia.
Wait, so if they're fake,
and we think they're fake, but they're on NASA's website as real photographs.
But then that's not valid then, because if the original photos of Earth are fake, then why would it matter if the size had changed? Because they're fake. Do you get me?
That's the way we say it. That's what we're trying to show you that they're fake. But that's my point. We're trying to tell you they're fake, but NASA's telling you they're photographs. They're real.
But I just feel like, what would NASA have to gain from this?
Well, you'd have to ask NASA. I mean, like, they do get £53 million per day. That might be a reason. I don't know. Right. I mean, like that. I mean, like, if you count that up since they ever started, it's pretty a lot of money. It's quite a bit. So that could be the reason. I don't know. But you were talking about satellites before, because you kind of
believe in satellites.
Well, how can a satellite get to space? Number one.
We don't know we're not NASA scientists, I'm sorry, but...
let me finish. How could a satellite get to space, number one? How could it stand the temperatures of the thermosphere when it gets up to 2,000, 2,500 degrees Celsius?
Well,
how could it stand that?
The thing is, you're telling people...
No, that's not my science. That's your science.
No, you're
that's
telling
from NASA.
people who are in town, you're telling students. Why aren't you telling this to NASA scientists
Well,
who will tell you the actual facts, which we don't know?
Well, know the
You're
facts.
telling students.
I know the facts. It's on NASA site. That's the facts. 2,500 degrees
NASA tell
Celsius.
You how they've done it?
Sorry?
Why
Why
are you asking us?
Tell you how I've done what?
I just feel like if NASA said I feel like they'd think this
You're worrying
through.
about the why. Let's concentrate on what's actually happening.
If I made like
we were talking about
if
satellites.
I made up a lie, I wouldn't make up a lie that's impossible.
Well, I would like to know, is there a lie being made first? That's what you should be asking. You should be asking me why. You should be saying, what's happening? What is it that is happening? So that's what you should be challenging first.
How do you have day and night?
Okay, thank you.
Look, it's really talking to you. All right.
He does physics. How do you have day and night?
That's a square.
Sorry, say that again.
It's a square.
It's a square. Oh, well done. Excellent. So he's bright at physics as well.
How do you have day and night if we don't have, if the Earth's flat?
Okay, so we know that the Earth is, the sun and the moon are a lot closer. They're not 93 million miles away. How could you prove that they're 93 million miles away?
That's tiny.
Sorry?
So that thing up there, like really tiny.
Do you really think that is 93 million miles away?
Yeah.
Really? And how could you prove this?
Have you seen a lunar eclipse before?
How could you prove this? I'll do one question at a time, guys.
Oh yeah, how does it circle? Yeah.
So
What about like spaceships and astronauts?
So wait,
okay, well, how do they get up there? How do you get propulsion in space? Where does propulsion? That's right. So how did they get to space?
Propel up because of the atmosphere in the air.
Right, so you've got it. You know. So look, rockets can use the atmosphere because it's Newton's third law.
Yeah.
So they can use the atmosphere, and the second they get into space, what are they pushing against?
They're nothing, so they're just floating.
So how do they
But then
how do they
gravity
turn
from the
round and
Earth's core
so how do they
pulls
turn round and change?
Gravity pulls us in.
So how do they turn
From
round?
the core of the Earth.
What's it called? It's called space and...
So when they go on the little spacewalks, and how do they move around in their backpacks and move around?
It's called pressure.
Yeah, but
Have you ever seen?
and have you ever heard of
When
Newton's
pressure
third
releases,
law?
it causes
Have you ever
force,
heard of
doesn't
Newton's third law?
Yeah.
For every action, there has to be an opposite and equal reaction. Yeah. Okay. So you've heard of that?
Yeah, that's why if he's supposed to, the air goes that way, the person goes that
Excellent.
way.
That works down here on Earth, doesn't it? What about in space when there's a vacuum?
Yeah.
So how
It's all pressure and vacuum.
Can you fall off the edge of the Earth?
Station's pressurized.
Sorry, say that again.
Fall off the edge of the Earth if it's
What
flat?
edge? Is that are you programmed? Are you okay? Can you think for yourself? That was a programmed response that you just said. Oh, they fall off the edge. Have you ever been to the edge? Have you been to the edge?
Have you been to the
Well, no, I haven't. But I wasn't claiming there was an edge. You was. You just claimed there was an edge. Did you just claim there was an edge?
What are you claiming?
So no. Again, we're not.
How do you
Okay, so, one at a time, please.
does the sun in a sunset, right? Does the sun crash into the earth then?
Sorry.
Where does the sun go in the sunset?
Just your perspective. It just goes away.
How does it just reset to the other side? Does it reset to the other side?
Is that an intelligent answer?
Right.
Right, give us an intelligent question, and I'll give you an intelligent answer.
Okay, so say that the Earth is flat, and
Okay.
you manage to convince everyone it is.
I'm not going to convince anybody. I want you to use some critical thinking.
Why are you trying to convince us? What difference does it make if it's round or flat?
To you?
Well, just to you.
Well,
What difference does it make?
to me, I don't want to be lied to. The very fact that I'm teaching my kids. I want to know what's
If
per
it's flat
day.
around, I'm not really bothered. I just
bloody
want to know
hell.
why you're bothered.
Wow, you got an up. So it's flat. Right.
Tell us that satellites don't exist.
Films like, like ships
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
saw
Captain
Well, you can hear that a lot of them just program responses, programmed, like anything for a laugh. Ha
I've been saying for years.
Yeah. Excellent. So, how long have you been awake to this?
For a long time. Yeah.
You've known for a while.
For us to understand it, like weather and all that, that's why they made it that way for you. That's all it is. Isn't it?
Excellent.
Yeah, we've not been to the moon either.
No, you know that of course we haven't. I was just talking to them about propulsion in space. How could they possibly have propulsion in space? How do they get past the Van Allen boats? These guys don't even know about stuff like this. They kind of like they're
Program that.
they're programmed. Was it indoctrinated, programmed You know, can't think for themselves. If they thought for themselves, they wouldn't be able to pass their exams.
Exactly. You know. When you look at the sea, when you go to Scarborough, this is your
Please, come on.
I'm sorry, I'm on your house.
Hey, look, mate.
David Bowie's been
on the wall.
Yeah, well, you think so? Yeah, I know his Tesla car has.
That's the only tattoo I have.
Right.
I've seen him twice, but what a clever guy. It's when he wrote Space, it's like, you know, drink your protein pills and put your helmet on.
Yeah.
Very, very deep song.
Yeah.
So do a bit of karaoke. So
All right. Let me have a chat to you guys. Does it?
If you're coming up with these ideas just to like disprove our idea,
No idea is yours until I was 47. I'm now 48. I've only been in this about a year and all that. It's because I decided to not believe. You know, everything that you know about your heliocentric model is all beliefs. You can't back it up with anything.
is it? But what can you back this up with then? Where's your picture?
Well,
With the flat Earth?
look.
Where's your picture?
Look. See that there?
I've seen the space station across the sky.
Yeah, well, you've
I've
seen something, but you've never seen the space station.
Yeah, I have seen
You've
the
seen
space
something
station,
because
I've seen satellites across the sky.
Well, you've seen
I
something.
believe what I see with my eyes.
Yeah, and you.
What do you see? Believe what you make it up in your brain.
Right. Well, I think that's what
You're
you're
not seeing
doing.
evidence.
Because
You're
you're.
telling me I've got dodgy eyes here.
Well, I'm telling you that you cannot see something. A satellite to the International Space Station?
Well, I can. Have you been to
Over
Iceland
100
before,
miles
where there's
away.
no light pollution?
What I'm saying is that in the laws of perspective, look how far that house is over there. Look how far it is.
Think about how far that house is. If you climbed on top of that building, would you be able to see further? Would you be able to see further if you climbed on top of there?
How far is that house there? It's not even 5 miles away. And you think you can see something 100 miles away?
I've got a listen.
You can't even see that house over there 5 miles away. Really?
Really, yeah.
You must be
How am I
Superman.
delusional?
Superman.
Look at this.
How can you explain that in World War
Look at this.
Do it.
artillery soldiers used to take into account the curvature of the Earth to target specific areas?
Can you prove that to me?
It's just in documents.
I'd like to see evidence of that because I've been researching for about a year, and no, they don't do that. They don't do that. So I don't know where you got that from. I will give you a.
Do you know how your
here.
GPS works in your car?
I bet you don't.
Yes, I do actually.
What,
It works
'cause-
on a series of satellites here, basically.
Okay.
They ping a signal to Earth. It bounces back a radius of how far the signal reaches, and all these radiuses across the Earth. So basically, when your phone pings the message onto the satellite, or from your car, basically the GPS.
When my phone pings.
Yeah, from your phone, the GPS. It goes to the satellite, basically,
Really?
the signal. It comes back, it works out how far you are away in that radius. Then it goes to another satellite, works out how far
I don't
the radius
understand
from
how
that,
you can't
and where the
critically
radius
think a little bit more.
intersects. That's where you are.
Because have you ever heard
That works with
have you ever heard like with Wi-Fi and all that the Superman throw?
Pardon?
The Superman throw.
No,
Do you know
I
about
haven't
that?
heard it. Enlighten me.
It means that let's say there's a big
Let's
tower
stop being
down
so
there,
cheeky.
okay, but big tower about 5 miles away, and it's got a big huge area,
Yeah, I know.
and it blasts out a radio signal, Wi-Fi.
Does
and
that
all
give me cancer?
Hang on.
Does
It
5G
blasts
give me
out-
cancer
wow,
as well?
you just can't stop for a second, can you? Your cup is so full you can't listen to anyone for 5 seconds. Can
I'm
you?
listening.
Okay, well, do you think you what?
I'll listen.
So what I'm saying is that this data can be thrown to your phone, okay, but your phone can't throw it back. It's too far away, okay, and yet you think that your phone has got enough power in that phone to throw data all the way 100
Doesn't
miles
need
in
to
the
throw
sky.
data.
But you just said it has to ping it.
Electromagnetic. They travel. They don't. Yeah.
Really. So in that case, that we can do Wi-Fi down here. Just from your phone, we can do it literally
We know that electromagnetic waves
over 100 miles
travel at
away.
the speed of light.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So you can't
lights
have
in the
a
M
mass.
wave.
See, I'm telling you now that GPS now is nothing but cell towers, and it's called E-LORAN, enhanced LORAN, and it's all to do with triangulation. It's got nothing to do with GPSs in the sky. GPSs in the sky that cannot stand the thermosphere, temperatures of the thermosphere of 2,500 degrees Celsius.
So why in God's earth would they want to fake GPS? Why would they want to fake GPS?
Why, you just went straight-
Why would they want to fake that?
Are you in denial on that? I just told you something like that. 2,500 degrees Celsius, and you haven't come back with an answer. You moved so quickly onto another one.
No, it gets
What do you
really
mean?
warm.
Have you been there? Have you sent a thermometer up there? Has a flat earther ever been to space? Because they wouldn't come back
There's
flat
one
earth, would
right,
they?
isn't there?
That's NASA's
No.
data.
Have you been there?
That's NASA's data. That's not my data.
Well, if it's NASA's data,
And it's on
then
science.com.
obviously They obviously don't make their
Looks like
satellites
NASA
out
ballsed
of
up.
your saying.
This guy agrees.
What
I
about
agree with
you
you, mate. They must have ballsed up.
Seen Simon Dan?
Sign mine down.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
On YouTube, my favourite YouTuber.
Bit of an idiot. Oh, right, yeah.
Bit of an idiot.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, look.
Why is he being
Send
an
this,
idiot?
send this to
Wait,
him.
what?
Yeah,
who
you
is
can
he?
do. Well, ask it. Well, when you see him in it, you know, like when you speak to him and all that, ask him about the thermosphere, 2,500 degrees.
Perfectly sound explanation for this.
Well, yeah,
like he has for
he-
every question that you have.
He'll turn around
Which
and
science
turn around
has
and
an
say,
answer for everything.
he'll turn
you're
around and
asking
say
here.
that there's no molecules in space or something, and he'll say that it doesn't heat up. That's what he'll say. But he's wrong.
How do you explain that when you see a ship, it goes over the horizon?
Looks like I'm running out of battery, lads.
Does anyone know what it's on?
Say it again.
I don't
How do you
know.
explain that a ship disappears and it goes over
Vanishing points.
All right, listen to this guy. That's what.
To do
You
with
can
the
literally
flat
see
Earth
it
knowledge.
with.
I've
literally
Well,
seen
yeah, and
it
do you
every
agree
time.
with it? Do you agree with it? Have you seen what's it? These
I've seen it.
P900s and all that, and then they're brought back into focus again,
wouldn't-
hull and all.
I wouldn't say that I'd get offended if someone said there was a flat Earth
Okay.
or anything.
Yeah,
It's just
what you
that.
want,
But you're
it's-
open-minded
it's
enough to
just what
critically
would be- what
challenge
would
it.
NASA,
Gain?
spending millions of dollars and
Well,
get,
but-
what would they?
Well, if that 50
We do. That's what we want people to
No,
film.
don't spread this. It seems unlikely that so many people, like so many physicists and so many scientists and so many astronauts,
Okay,
This
okay.
is just
and engineers,
But you kind
would
of. But
be
these are all
involved.
beliefs. Like, do you believe in, let's say, black holes?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the proof to that?
well, we
It's
know
just
we can
indivisible.
observe
Well, that's it. There
It's
isn't
called
none.
science.
There isn't none.
Maths and science.
There really isn't. There's just these theories. That's all there is.
Well, that's all
and you're going to
information
give me
is,
an
to be fair.
explanation of what a theory is. Look, I've been doing this a little
This is a
while,
theory as well,
and
is this a theory or
this
is it not?
theory, this theory idea and all that is just to confuse you. It's
Well, no,
that's all it
theory-
is.
It's the scientific method is there for a reason. It's there so that we can actually know what data is right and what isn't. We have this
Okay.
process for a reason.
Science
That
makes
sounds great. So
Put
what is
in your
the,
hand that
so what is
science
the theory
science
of gravity?
did that, not flat
What do you mean
earthers.
theory of gravity?
Yeah, what is gravity? What is the theory of gravity?
Gravity is the effect of mass on space-time.
Can you prove this? Oh,
Yes,
right.
you can.
So you do the Einstein theory of gravity. You don't go with Newton's theory of gravity.
Well, they're just models to explain how.
So as you say, because it kind of shifted to Einstein's view.
Well, no, they both have applications. It's just depending on what you're using.
When you think of this this Einstein view of the bending of time and space, relativity, and that, okay, when you think about that, okay, you picture this in your mind as a 2D flat level, and you have the Earth and it's in the sun. Because if this bending of time and space was equal 360 degrees in every direction, wouldn't it just cancel itself out?
Well, no, because that's not how it works.
Well, because it works on a 2D plane, because photographs showed you that way.
Well, no,
does
that's
gravity
just
pull
that's a
in
way to
three
explain to each other.
That's right.
Right. When me and you look at this, say you play football or something, right? Like I look at a ball, I see it drop. We look at these things in reference to a 2D plane.
Okay.
But when we go to space, a way to explain that for us so that we can understand it is with these models and with these diagrams. It's not always the.
But here on Earth, right
Yes.
now, can you explain and can you tell and prove to anybody that something is pulling something to the floor?
Yes, I can drop a ball and it falls.
And can that not just be density and buoyancy? Could it be density and buoyancy? The fact that if I drop this, the molecules in this are heavier than the air around it, and therefore it will drop. Why can't it be as simple as that? Why helium balloon would rise? It's because it's more buoyant and it would rise up.
Well,
I mean, doesn't that perfectly adequately explain it than this magical thing that's below us?
Can you show me a formula that shows? No, I'm asking you. Can you give me a formula for the effect of the air pressure on that object that makes it only go downwards? Why wouldn't the air pressure mean that it's not projected straight upwards?
Can we try electromagnetism? Can we
What do
try
you mean by
that?
electromagnetism?
Can we say that? Can we say that there's a voltage the higher that you go up?
but then how do you get the electromagnetism?
There's a positive voltage, is there?
Right, okay.
And then here we're on the negative.
But do you know what electromagnetism is? Electromagnetism is the movement of electrons. Yes.
Okay.
And it's their effect that makes
Sorry.
these waves through atoms.
Okay.
Now, if it's those things that make electromagnetism, explain to me what electrons are moving where to result in that electromagnetism to make these things move.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. I don't understand that.
What do you mean?
What is go?
Well, no. If it's,
Ben,
why do you understand everything that your teacher says? Sorry, I didn't get that. Please
I'm
repeat.
saying, do you understand that electromagnetism is the effect of electrons in atoms? Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and there's their waves that creates these effects
Okay.
and forces.
Okay.
Right. So now, can you tell me which atoms where create these waves and these voltages in order for these things to experience a force, such that something falls?
Well,
to
we
the
just
ground?
said that the voltage goes higher. Was it that?
From
was
what
it,
though? What creates that
Let's get too
voltage?
deep now, let's go.
Well, I don't know that.
Well, then.
Okay, but well then what? Well, then what? Go on.
Then like any other hole in a theory, then how do you know that your explanation and your model is righter than the one that we have now?
Well, no, because you can't. Well,
I can.
Yeah, so can I, and I can explain that as well.
Can you pull out?
1 second. I can't show you here right now. Will you accept that? Okay.
That's fine.
Have you watched the Tesla files? Tesla files? Where that they kind of like get their and they plug in light bulbs straight into the ground, and then they can grab the voltage straight out of the sky and light up all the light bulbs just by
Have you been to a Tesla cage? That's not exactly how it works. When you get
I just want
the Prestige, the movie, where that guy does that thing.
No, documentary, a 5-part documentary that they recreate the Tesla coils.
Is by ionizing air molecules, right? And it's the ionization and the potential difference between the energy that it uses and the energy around it that creates these things.
Okay.
So by you being in that thing, you yourself are also electrified. It's not completely unrelated to what you're saying. You lighting up a light bulb.
No. You just said what makes up and what goes down.
Yes.
When I just said to him, I said it's nothing more. So it's nothing but density and buoyancy. You just said. So I've just given you a explanation.
Right. That may be one thing, but can you give me a formula? Can you give me a proof? Can you give me evidence? Can you use the scientific method to show me these things are true?
No.
Why?
No, because...
What? No, why?
Well, will you give us a second to speak then, instead of being condescending?
I'm not being condescending.
Thank you.
I'm asking you why.
I was trying to speak then. Okay. Okay. So what we're saying is... I know that it's... Fucking now. I know that it's nothing more than density and buoyancy, but you're trying to tell me pulling everything down. Okay, the only experiment that I know of is the Cavendish experiment. Okay, if there is another experiment that can prove that things are being pulled to the.
Since you have read about all these science experiments and you actually read
well, not all, but yeah, I've read about the Cavendish.
You're active in this community, yes?
Okay.
So you know of gravitational waves?
Well, no, I know you know of it, and I know that the LIGO is probably the only place that's kind of thinks it's proved it. It took them so long, and of all the gravitational waves in the world, they've only they found 2, 3?
Yeah, the universe is absolutely massive. It's infinitely large.
Hang on, there should be gravitational waves everywhere.
Well, yeah, but you can't expect those things. Right, if the universe is 13 billion years long.
So you believe that, but you've got no proof. That's just your belief. It's just a belief.
We can measure the cosmic background radiation.
Okay.
The beginning of the universe.
Okay. If you can measure something, but do you understand what it is?
Yes, we can extrapolate that data and actually create these.
With your pseudoscience maths.
With what we have formulas and we have observed patterns.
But what I'm saying is that
how
can you prove any of this to me other than just give me these formulas?
You're not proving anything to us here.
Well, I have not been given a chance. That's not fair at all, is it? Have you allowed me a chance? God, you guys have done all the talking.
Yes.
If I take you one step back.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, one step back. If you want a proof, okay, why can we see land? 273 miles.
It's the refraction of the air molecules
of light
as a result of heat
rubbish.
Waves from the
Now you're telling it's actually over 6 miles or so. Okay, so where can you prove this?
You put a spoon in water and you can see that it's disjointed. Yes.
And in that spoon of water is lifted something up 3 miles.
No,
you're talking nonsense.
You can scale these things, can you not?
You would have to.
Of course.
Again, all you're doing is throwing in your beliefs. It's just a belief or something.
It's not a belief.
I'm telling you there, what you're going to say.
You're saying there's no refraction.
Hang on. He's going to say every day of the week for the rest of our lives, if we ever see land that we shouldn't be able to see, it's refraction every day. Refraction.
If there's no such thing as refraction, then how come after the sun has set and you can't see the sun, the sky is still not pitch black?
Perspective.
Oh yeah. Perspective.
What do you mean?
Perspective, everyone.
Oh, did you want an answer or not? Did you want an answer or not?
What's perspective? Explain perspective.
Okay, I can't talk with this guy, but right, okay.
Come on.
So
what the hell?
Continue.
So perspective, okay. So we believe that the sun and the moon are a lot closer. We don't believe that they're 93 million miles away.
Do you believe we accelerate 9.8 meters per second up?
No, that's the bloody government and the Flat Earth Society. I've never met a flat earther that ever believes that crap. You know, like, so I don't know. So if that's where you're getting your arguments from, that's not what
the Earth is flat.
That these are much closer. Sun and moon A lot closer. Okay.
Oh, look at that diagram. Do you know how close?
If we can't see land that's 3 miles away, it must be closer than 3 miles.
So
And it's just floating.
you realise how difficult it all is. Yeah. I mean, you can't have. I mean, it seems like you want a sensible conversation, debate, and all that, but that's just childish. You know. So anyway, we believe that it's a lot closer. Okay. I believe that some people, and I've not done the experiment myself, with sextants and all that, they've measured this to be around about 3,000 miles away. Okay. So I don't know that for myself. I feel like my senses, my body, my own senses tells me that that's not 93 million miles away. It's exactly the same size as the moon. So you're telling me that because it's 400 times bigger and 400 times further away and stuff like that. God, well, that's convenient, isn't it?
Well,
spot on, convenient.
It's not exactly.
But it is convenient. You have to say.
Convenient.
Yeah.
It's a lovely coincidence.
Sorry.
It's a lovely coincidence. But in a universe as large as our own, it's bound to happen somewhere.
So do you remember the Aristophanes experiment? You know, like where they did sticks and shadows, or was it shadows and obelisks, or shadows and wells?
Yeah.
That's what they teach it in school of. And he came across the circumference of the Earth and that. Okay, and that was based on the angles and shadows of the sun. Okay, yeah. But back then they kind of like they didn't know how far the sun was. Back then it was like all through the ages they had like it's 12 million miles away. It's 20 million miles away. It's 36 million miles away. They kept on changing it.
You can use trigonometry to figure out these things.
But what I'm saying is that.
Okay, hold on, if you'd let me speak.
Go on.
If you were to look down a well now and measure the angle of difference between you and your sun at different times along the equator, close enough to it, then you could measure the circumference of the Earth.
And then if that was a lot closer, let's say 3,000 miles away, you get exactly the same result on a flat Earth.
No,
I challenge you to test that.
How far away the sun is, you can find the circumference of the Earth using angles because that's how triangles work. If I have the same angle, I can make a triangle as big as I want. It's just similarity.
Right, but it's
just basic maths and it's basic trigonometry. You can figure out the circumference of the Earth regardless of how far
you look pretty bright. Can you do 3D modelling at home?
Yes.
Okay, so I challenge you to do some 3D modelling on, let's say the sun is 3,000 miles away and and we are on a flat plane. Mm-hmm. The Aristophanes one. Okay, so you do that on a flat plane.
And then figure out what maths are you taking me to do?
Well, I know that will, because I've already seen the result on this. I know that
Can you explain to me the method? Like, how do I get from this part to the end result? Say the circumference of the Earth or the distance from.
Not in your 3D model machine, because I can't do 3D modeling.
No, I mean, I'm assuming you have a basic understanding of maths. Yes. So you like Pythagoras' theorem and things like that. You can accept that to be true.
Well, I know Pythagoras' theorem and spherical trigonometry.
Right. Okay. You can do these things. Can you show me like which method I can use and what measurements I can take to get from A to B to C?
I can't.
Why
I'm
not?
Sure because
I swear you just told me you had a basic.
Is that what you want to do? Because it seems like your whole logic, even when I kind of show you things, well, excuse me, I haven't spoken yet. That's not fair. Thank you. so it seems like because you seem bright enough not to fall on, or just trying to attack the person and that. You seem much brighter than that. Are you? Because right, okay. So how about I was talking about land that you should be able to see. This is based on your spherical trigonometry. Okay, you're saying it's light, it's refraction and all that. Yeah. But every occurrence. All the time, even overnight in cold temperatures of nighttime when we fire lasers and we fire light beams.
Well, if you look behind you told me right there that the temperatures there are roughly that temperature.
What do you mean? I don't understand your point.
You're talking about the temperatures in the atmosphere there, yes?
Well, I wasn't talking about that.
No, but
I wasn't talking about space. I mean, you'll agree on land. We've got different temperatures day and night.
But it's the atmosphere and the air molecules that are reflecting the light. Yes, and you're telling me about the temperatures there.
So what I'm saying is, of a night time when them temperatures are dropped, okay, and there shouldn't be any.
There's always some part of the sun that's got some sunlight.
Well, then I don't think you understand your refraction then, because that refraction should.
If you think of the Earth as we can model it as having roughly uniform density, like a black body object. Yes, and so we can assume that roughly the refraction index of the Earth's atmosphere should be constant throughout, using the temperature that you give me there. So why should the refraction change depending on whether it gets cool in this place or that place?
You're not going to ever convince me that we have refraction every time we look out to sea.
What do you mean
all
every
the time?
Because
we can see land
Physics
that we should
doesn't
be able
just
to see.
happen at like a certain time.
Physics
It's
doesn't
there all the time.
There's no switch that happens as soon as you get cold. It says, sorry,
Even people have done experiments across ice lakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so people have done experiments. Yeah, we stopped doing that. Yeah, so people have even done laser experiments across iced lakes. You know, so you're telling me that's going to be refraction again?
Can I ask a question?
How far away do you know?
I don't know. I'm having about 20 at one time.
That's what happens.
Can I just ask one? It's just a simple question.
Yeah. 1 second. Oh, guys, I'm running out of power. Yeah. Oh no, I've got 15%. So if you just lose me, then sorry. Quite challenging this one. I know they're trials and all like, but I'm trying. It's my first day back, and I'm trying to sharpen up my skills a little bit. Okay. So you've got a question.
Question's very simple, very straightforward. If the world is flat, which it is,
okay,
what's on the other side?
I don't know. I've never been there. As simple as that. As simple as that. No, because I'm happy.
But the whole reasoning for this
you get what I'm saying? Otherwise, because it would just be my belief, wouldn't it?
So you don't know what's on the other side?
No, I haven't the foggiest.
Can I
Haven't the foggiest.
Google.
Right, one question. You go on.
Does a flat Earth have an edge?
Okay. See we discussed this. All flat earthers discussed this as this is a programmed response of like there has to be some sort of edge. It's like no flat earther has ever claimed that there's an edge, and yet it all seems to be globe believers that think it's an edge. This is a diagram explaining to you the seasons.
What's at the edge there?
This is a diagram explaining. Does it look like a photograph to you?
Pardon?
Does it look like a photograph?
But it's your idea of the flat Earth.
It is a diagram
Thank
explaining.
Right, if the Earth's flat and you go from there.
Why are your diagrams round? I thought the Earth.
So then, do you know when the sun rises and the sun sets? Yeah.
Okay.
On this flat Earth, how come it goes like over instead of going like round?
Well, but then it does.
Your diagram shows it goes round.
It does. If you watch see our sun.
That's because the Earth's round.
Is that because of that?
Yeah. So why is it that?
Well, if the Earth was flat, they should.
So perspective, okay? And it's all to do with angular resolution and perspective. That's all that is.
Is it a perspective?
Perspective of what?
Like, what is it? The perspective of?
The sun disappearing.
Just disappearing.
Yes.
And then reappearing.
Yes.
Yes. There's no logical reasoning behind it.
What perspective? Okay.
No logical
okay. Well, I'll dumb it down for you, just for you.
Dumb it down. No.
See how small they are? They look about 1 centimetre.
Yeah, but in total size they're about 2 meters tall, aren't they?
Okay, so that's what all that happens to the sun. Like as the sun goes away. Okay.
It goes so small that we can't see it.
Still haven't finished. Okay. I haven't said that yet.
You just did.
Will you let me get there? Wow. I was trying to dumb it down. I was trying to dumb it down for him.
I wouldn't say that. Can I dumb it down for you, please?
Sure, do it for you instead.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question, please? I've got one question.
Look at this. Look at these guys here. This is a genuine debate, nice and calm, nice and relaxed, and then you get idiots.
I've got one question. I don't be calling me an idiot.
You're not being respectful. Hey, mate. Well, if you want to be respectful, then debate me properly.
I'm being respectful.
Okay.
I'm asking you a question here. So this is your explanation for the seasons.
Okay.
You've seen a lunar eclipse, haven't you?
Okay.
What shape is the shadow? What shape is the shadow?
Okay.
Is it flat?
Now here's the thing.
Oh.
See. Do you understand?
It's not flat, is it?
Poor.
Circle.
As again, yeah, it's really respectful. This guy. Really respectful. Did this guy give me a chance then? Okay. So check out the way shadows work on other spheres. Check that out yourself, because what you're talking about is rubbish.
Oh, it's not really, is it?
Well, it is. Because if you put a flat object, or say on a sphere, okay, it will make the same shape of the object it's portraying on. Okay, let's say like we've got a sun coming down here and we see it following the steps. Okay, and the same if we've got a round ball and the sun is casting something a shadow on it, we'll see it curve right round, won't we? Okay.
Will we?
What school have you been to?
About this. I go to Greenhead College. Highly intellectual. By the way,
well, you certainly don't know the way.
Where's your idea for the circular flat Earth come from? Where does it come from?
I don't have an idea for I don't have an idea for a circular flat Earth.
What is your idea for the flat Earth then?
Right. Okay. So. A flat Earth for me, I've never been to what you think is the edge.
Neither has any flat Earth.
Okay. And the reason that I can't go, and the way you can't go, is because there's an Antarctic treaty that stops and prevents you from going. So you've heard about this, 53 countries signed up and all that. Okay, so why we are programmed, and you'll accept because you've heard it here as well. Why is there an edge? Why is there an edge? Where's the edge and all of that? Okay, that's a programmed response from school and media and all that. You'll accept that it is a programmed response. Okay, so why can't it be infinite? Why can't lands be infinite? Why can't it go on forever? Okay, why is there a problem with that? Why does that upset people so much?
Land is not infinite. The universe is infinite.
The universe is infinite. How can we prove that?
Well,
that's the belief.
We can prove it.
That's a belief.
It's infinite in theory.
And we're happy because I was happy.
It's 13.5 billion.
Well, I was happy and content with that as well. But not now because that is a belief, isn't it? You can't prove that, so you accept it to believe.
Well, no, we can.
We can prove it. Okay, this guy's
like you say. Not just like you say, I can't prove this, I can't prove that. Not me personally, but science does actually prove these things.
Could you point me in that direction? Because I have been doing my research and I can't find any proof from any science.
No.
So
you can. That's what you're finding.
No. That's my problem with what's it?
I think you're blatantly ignoring things that are facts. There's problems in this world that are worth solving, and this is not a problem. This is something that
seems a problem for you.
A long time ago.
Well, it seems good enough for you.
I'm taking some of my time to try and save the rest of the world from wasting their time with this.
Wasting time. Okay. So the land that you can see, you accept what that guy said the other day.
I've heard his perspective again. We've heard this one already.
Really? But this is my.
He said 200 proofs. I've only heard one. It's not even a proof. It wasn't even a proof, was it?
Well, I think it's time to move on because would you come over here then?
Where's this perspective coming from?
Right. Oh, sorry.
Do you believe in Jesus?
I'm actually an agnostic, but I slowly started thinking. Oh God! Wow! I'm not going to get an answer in today. Would you like? Because she doesn't want to listen.
I just wanted to ask you a question, right?
I was trying to say. I was thinking about that. There probably is creative and agnostic. Okay, I never had a proof either way.
All right.
Okay, so that was my answer. I never got to say.
Right. Okay. So it's like because obviously you've bought on Superman, Christmas, Santa Claus, and all that.
Yeah, I've given up with beliefs.
Anyway, but there's nothing there representing.
So there's nothing.
There's nothing there representing the Bible or anything.
Probably because I may have thought it might offend a few people.
I got a scientific one for you.
Right.
You know how you say that it's not the Earth isn't round, right? But we can the Earth to be round. You know, we've seen that it's.
You believe that we went on the moon?
Yeah.
See, we don't believe that.
Well, that's the possibility that we haven't been on the moon. But
well, it's just that
But the way you're saying we should believe that the Earth isn't round, that's not been proven either. So you can't say that we haven't proven we have been. You can't say that we haven't been to the moon. Thing you're saying to me. Okay. So if I'm wrong, you're wrong as well.
It looks like a sphere. Okay. It does look. Sun. I don't know whether it is a sphere or not because when I look through a telescope, I see 2D. Okay?
Yeah, maybe not with the sun. So look straight
that's right. Okay. I look at the moon. It kind of looks like a sphere and all that.
But you can look at the moon from different angles. So you know it's a sphere.
I know that the moon is. I know the moon always points to us in one direction, and that we can't see the other side. It rotates.
All right, but if it's flat, why does it go half then each time?
Sorry.
If it's flat, then why do we get half moon throughout the year? Because the sun orbits.
Go on to the flat Earth communities and all that.
No, you need to.
Wait. That's up for debate.
You need to start studying science again.
You need to go back again. No, because you want me to have beliefs the same way that you.
I'm not asking for a belief. I'm asking you to prove something.
Well, that's the thing. I've never been into space.
Exactly.
There is no proof that NASA's been up there. Whoa, God.
To look at the moon, you don't.
Well, no, because you seem to. Yeah, I know.
Okay. With a magnifying glass, which is scientifically
flat. Why?
Because it proves item.
A global item.
So we've got something that, and we've got proof that the moon is rotating around us. It's orbiting us. Flat. That wouldn't happen.
Well,
the moon would just go like this, and then it would drop, and then it
goes out of our perspective again. Just that's all it is. Perspective.
Until
I was 47 years old,
But if you can't fall
I knew it the way that you knew it. A chance to say,
what's it? The proof now. I'm asking you.
So, yeah, some proof. Okay, this is on that you shouldn't be able to see. If there's a 32 inches and then 72 inches, and it just gets 8 inches per square mile. Okay, so based on 65 miles, 2,584 feet should be hit. Okay, but yet this was in the Blackpool Gazette. This came around and said for refraction the other day. You can see Dover. Okay. So it's only 24 miles away, and it's 300 feet. But you can't. You can see the whole lot. Okay. But I'm on that one. Like 24 miles.
You're saying that's wrong that we can see that far.
Well, I mean, that is this is Calais. I mean, I don't know if you can see that is Dover in the back. Would there have to be a calculation to it?
But just because you're on a sphere doesn't necessarily mean that you can't see all the way to the other side.
Someone has gone on a boat and gone so far around that he's reached the same place again. Are you telling me?
Okay, so if I go, okay, I don't think he's a ball. North to south, one big. Anyone ever done a north to south?
In a straight line?
No, it is wind shift. 900 miles. We're saying people have circumnavigated. Can you name one person?
From Arctic to Antarctic, I don't think.
Well, yeah, I'm round.
But the fact that it's a sphere. Everything you're saying about going north to south, stop is going straight. Right. They're all things that prove.
Okay. Did you know that there is a
in the south? Yeah.
Okay. Find that footage. You can go online.
It's because we rotate the sun in an oval.
But they claim there is.
We've got footage of 24 having gone up there.
Say what?
David Attenborough's even gone up there in the 24.
What, he's done the north to south and he's done the 24-hour sun?
No, the 24-hour sun.
Okay, so I could go through all this footage, David Attenborough, and I'd be able to find it because it'd be amazing. I mean, lots of people have done it. And what I'm saying is, look for it for yourself. And I agree. So you're already come here with a stance of that I could not possibly change your mind. Is that enough? Check this out further. That's all we're asking people to do. We're not asking you to believe what we believe. We're asking you to check out further if there's the slightest inkling that 24-hour sun.
Well, there's two things I want to say. The final thing I'll say is I'm open to learning.
We're trying to get people to critically think for something themselves. They don't even know what critically thinking to pass an exam. That exam. So once I figured out that a lot of these things that I learned, to back up any of it. So I tried to debunk this. When I come across it, I thought, I'll debunk it. This will be easy. Doddle. Ha. I just tried. There's not a no now and 100%. And provoke enough out of you guys to okay. So we were talking about this before.
I'll move. I'll let someone else.
No, it's good talking to you. Cheers, buddy. A program response, what the government and media. So
it has to be an inch.
But you said
really?
that it's flat.
What is it?
Okay.
So look, this is flat, right?
Okay.
This is flat. It comes to an edge.
Wow, yeah. Edge is flat too. But I've never said that I live on infinite. Been something to the earth, can we?
I see what he's saying, right? If you keep going, if you can keep going.
I have a question about that. Say it. So you know how you said when you said like the moon keeps on, like how you said that the earth. So because that
we're travelling around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour, and then there's 1 million miles an hour.
Look at clouds. Same point.
And
they're moving to you.
Okay, and they all go in all different directions, do they not?
No, they go in the same direction.
Yes, and I've had the wind come from the east, the west, south, north. I've had it come from every direction, so I don't.
Stop in the middle of you.
Able to see.
Did you not hear?
You're asking him a question, but you're not.
Density of the atmosphere, and then look at the buildings over there. Can you see it getting a bit heavy forever? But if you go and get yourself a infrared camera, okay, in an aeroplane, and they can see. He claims he can see 12 miles and miles below the below the curvature. But
from satellites and stuff like that.
Towers. That perfectly. See, a really excellent Wi-Fi. You're over there, and I'm over there, and I've got this little. See your Wi-Fi, over there, but you wouldn't be able to see mine because it's so small that it's only got a little amount of power to throw that back. And then when you talk about your GPSs and your phone, you think, hang on, you've got to ask for information from these satellites. Like it's called a ping from your phone. Can can throw all the way 100 miles away. We haven't got Wi-Fi's that'll do that.
It doesn't go.
Well, that's what we purely to do with it says that the and titanium and everything what these satellites and international space and these melt at 600 to 600 or 700 degrees. Aluminium 660 and titanium 167. Okay, they melt at that. Okay. Now, what you should be asking me, if any of you know about the space, the vacuum of space and all that, there is no air molecules, okay? So they say that, well, heat can't transfer and all that.
Yeah.
But we're talking about radiative heat. You can feel that sun on you right now. That's radiative
Yeah, that's
heat
because it can pass without giving out heat. It can pass without exposing its energy.
Well, that's right. You're quite right. You're so right there. So once this radiative heat makes contact with something, that's when the convection will happen.
Yeah, it's like a charger. You know, if you've got a charger there sitting on your bed, nothing happens as soon as you plug it into your phone.
So with it, once the sun and this radiative heat molecules to take this in space, the exosphere.
Yeah, that's still in the
Come
atmosphere.
across that.
Yeah, not all of
I
them
will
are
look at
really.
that. A million miles away, the Himawari.
Yeah,
that's
materials like not just aluminium and titanium can be used, like different like kind of carbon nanotubing and stuff like that can be used to make satellites.
Yeah, I mean that's right because when I was researching it, I just come up with a. It's almost like a general description of what when I see the International Space Station now, I see these astronauts out. It's got blood on a photo and all that, and it kind of makes me wonder. And they've got like all kind of thing, you know, with these sort of temperatures. I know you're saying that there might be a bit of atmosphere, but
yeah.
I would still say it's still heating up.
With the cable not being encased in something though that doesn't heat.
And that's another thing as well, because like submarines, and the pressure is less, the pressure differential from inside and outside. The submarine is less pressure differential.